You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
This way. say, Lord, please listen to this prayer that comes from the Lord. Please send us another Moses again. Oh, we just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. Time to make them oppress us stay. So the children could see their way. Make them get on their knees and pray. Then I'll be up to judgment day. Oh, just can't make it this way. Please deliver us today. Be like the Israelites did day. Please send us another Moses again. Lord, we just can't make it this way. Yes, deliver us today. Oh, we just can't go this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Please listen to what I say. Yes, hurry up with judgment day. We just can't make it this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Must we get old and gray? And the children can't see their way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. We like the Israelites living day. Please send us another Jesus again. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 Lord, we just can't go this way. No, we just can't make it this way. No, we just can't go this way. Please hurry up with judgment.
Help! Somebody help me! I'm looking for Jacka. Boy, I try to go around the country now. I don't know what to do again. Looking to buy a donkey to sell coconut in town. Can't afford to buy a pickup to tote me nuts around. So I gone up in the country looking for jackals to buy. But everybody I check, they keep on telling I. They say up here do a donkey, Parliament a plenty. Up here do a donkey, Parliament a plenty. If you want to see real donkey, Parliament a plenty. If you want to find real donkey, Parliament a plenty. Donkey for sewing day, donkey for sewing day, donkey for sewing day, donkey for sewing day, donkey with PhD, doctorate, law degree, donkey that dance for sew, don't know from head to toe, looking for a donkey. You want to find real donkey? Fat donkey, maga donkey, any kind you can get it. Oh, you. I went down south in Rancho and also Lopino. fight of Mondo Nevo and Brasso Seco. They say it have a old man, he bound to have a few. But when I check the old man, he and all same too. He say, up here do a donkey, Parliament a plenty. Up here do a donkey, Parliament a plenty. If you want to see real donkey, Parliament a plenty. If you want to find real donkey, Parliament a plenty. Donkey for sowing day, donkey for sowing day, donkey for sowing day, donkey for sowing day. Donkey with weave and rats, even bald head jackass. Donkey that straight and gay, donkey that bold and grey. Looking for a donkey, you're looking for a donkey. I know shiny donkey, I know what black donkey, grey donkey. What are you telling me about? Oh yeah, hey yeah. Oh yeah, I wonder if arena happen. They say that donkey looking like Saddam and some looking like Madam. Long time had plenty donkey all over the country. You coulda buy 2 or 3, easy. But since it have a shortage of jackass, so they say, just wait until election when they come out to pray. Up here do a donkey, Parliament a plenty. Up here do a donkey, Parliament a plenty. If you're looking for a donkey, Parliament a plenty. If you want to see real donkey, Parliament a plenty. Donkey for sowing day, donkey for sowing day, donkey for sowing day, donkey for sowing day. Donkey in suit and tie, who love the mama guy. Drunk and corrupt donkey, that like to lie plenty. Looking for a donkey, so here you want to find real donkey in right road. Oh boy, you have to have national pride. Up in the red house now, they gonna back up there. I never go up there before. Boy, ask people now. Looking for a donkey, you up and down the country. I feel like I go check out my partner Ronnie, you know. The old donkey man, he must know where I could get some. Because they looking to send me in prison or something, you know. Hey, oi. Hey, oi. In Trinidad and Tobago, politics was we and them. That was never meant to be so, according to the anthem. But ethnic insecurity was maintained to divide us by some people in the country, to sow the seeds of distrust. But we have bought a new system within the community. Now what used to be we and them has now become only we. From now on this nation is we. From now on it is you and I. From now on it is unity. From now on we flying high. All the races have come together to build a better country and create a brighter future for the whole society. The we and them thing is no more, because it is plain to see in this country from shore to shore the community is we. No more we and them. From now on this nation is we. No more we and them. From now on this nation is we and we and we and we. Some ancestors came from India and some came from Africa. Look today, their descendants are here, coexisting together. There are others who came here too, the Chinese, Syrians and such. Native people are just a few in this land that we love so much. But the politics of the day and the love for a party cause people to begin to say them is them and we is we. From now on this country is we.
From now on we all shall be one. From now on that's how it shall be. From now on all division done. As today united we stand. The people of Trinbago, one country, one nation, one island. Chutney Pan and Calypso, it's Trinidad and Tobago, better known as TNT. And we want the whole world to know we see ourselves as we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we. In this nation is no more, and Mother China done disappear, gone away for good I'm sure. If we want to build a real nation, there can be no we and them. In spite of ethnic persuasion, all should fit in the system. Side by side we stand hand in hand within the society. This here paradise island, because you and I means we. From now on love and peace we. From now on race do not matter. From now on we means unity. From now on we are together. They cannot divide me again, cause we enter a new era. United we shall all remain, looking out for each other. Eric tell me matter they done. Today it is plain to see a new paradigm has begun, and that paradigm is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we. Some politicians have tried their best to keep we subdivided, as their policies would attest. And now we are united, using that old colonial scheme. They sought to divide and rule, because if we are not a team, we are more easy to fool. Look, they had us fighting each other, causing misery and pain. Now all these times are gone forever, before never again. From now on Trinidad is we. From now on one philosophy. From now on Tobago shall be. From now on standing equally. No more African, no more Indian. We shall all be citizens, forged together to build one nation. Though we are different persons, done away with the we and them. In this land of La Trinity, whenever we sing the anthem, from now on is only we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we.
Get up one morning, your elders have something. You don't know how they get it, but you want to use it. But if you ask them old people to get the things what they went through, ask them this any day, and your parents sure to say, black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're able to get a pulley and jam with the devil. Why? Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're ready to swim offshore and hold your boat steady. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something with that dragon, now you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man do get nothing easy. say you get up one morning, and oil money running. How it come you don't know, so that they care how the thing go. But if they read about Uriah, they wanna find out the pressure. How we get so much old hell to get a penny from TLL. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own gas money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something, with that eagle eye you keep watching, because I don't tell you already, black man don't get nothing easy. I say we get up one morning, independence happening. They think the thing come easy, now they're taking liberty. But if they know about petition, we are to send to England for some woman to tell we in this colony free. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. People hold you, humiliate you, turn on and sell you, and then they free you. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something, with that dragon eye you keep watching, because I don't tell you already, black man don't get nothing easy. So when a black man gets something, he got to start thinking to get it there easy. He got to practice economy, from getting it from the slave master to become the land owner. Brother, it's a terrible journey, back with plenty brutality. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to rise up, you got to stand up, make up your mind, you will always stay on top. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. It's so sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? when your soul needs some restoring. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover, 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 cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover, 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 the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover, cover, cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover, cover, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover, cover, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover, cover, cover. Cover me. Cover me. Cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, They may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners, of course, ladies and gentlemen. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming to you live and direct from in the car.
Your cabin.
Isn't it kind of, Tommy, isn't it wonderful that we could do a radio program and you could do it from your car as well?
Yep. Technology has brought us here where you can do it in the cabin of your car.
Yeah, technology. And I'm sitting with my son right next to me. But I'm actually not gonna put him on because I'm a little prettier than him. You know what I mean? So I don't
Good evening, Mr. LeBron Jr., sir.
Yeah. You could say good evening.
Good evening.
They can't hear you, man.
He had the radio voice too.
Yeah, he got a radio face too.
Oh.
He got a radio voice and a radio face.
All right.
Let me say a special welcome to each and every one. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing it a little different today. You know, I'm on the road, but I think it's always important. I'm actually coming back from visiting my mother, you know, who lives in Brooklyn. And, you know, if I could have turned around the camera, I would have turned around the camera, Tony. And in another 2 minutes, we're actually going to go into the Holland Tunnel. But the Holland Tunnel has internet. You know, I was up close to the Lincoln Tunnel, and I wasn't sure if the Lincoln Tunnel had internet. And if I go into the tunnel, where I get cut off. So I see, you know what? Let me come down to the Holland Tunnel. So right. It's a driving experience tonight, you know, for many of you from all over the world, wherever you have joined us from, you know, it'd be a driving experience. So of course, Tom, you know, we welcome each and everyone in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Doesn't matter what color t-shirt you wear a blue t-shirt, you wear a burgundy t-shirt, a maroon t-shirt. Each and everyone is welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Doesn't matter what planet you're from Mazatanius, Xenoranius, Venuranius, Sonaranius. Each and everyone is welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And Tommy, if you could see on your computer, I hope I'm seeing the right thing. Do you see who was first in the village?
Highly.
Is that accurate, Tommy?
Well, I could see that he came in. I'll tell you exactly what time. Let me put on my spectacles.
Yeah.
He came in the village at 4:08 p.m. and Nadia was right. Well, she was the second one, but she took a while. She came in at 5:17 p.m. according to my computer.
Well, as you say, Tommy, let me put on my spectacles too. This is my car spectacles. Yeah, Hailey actually was the first one inside. He said, Wataks, inside the village, blessings and love. Yeah, he was the first one in. Then the next one in was Nadia. Nadia said, good night, everyone. Yeah. Then Nadia says, Ansem, good night. Nadia give me some nice emojis there. Nadia getting better and better, you know. Nadia like that. Then Nadia said, I forget the show tonight. So Eileen, that's the only way you beat Nadia, boy, because she says she forget the show tonight. You know, and happy, is it Eid Mubarak, Tommy?
Eid Mubarak.
Yeah, so happy Eid Mubarak to all those who celebrate Eid, and wishing you all the best on this special day. Nadia says, Diana Benskin, good night. Wrote one set of colorful emojis. Highly good night, Albert, Ken, John, Ellis, Troy, Ulrich. What? She sent a special good night to Rennie, boy.
Where's that one there, boy?
Hey, that's the love doctor, you know.
Yeah, but you love Doctor the guy special thing, boy. Nadia in a real good mood tonight, but Nadia said to Keisha, Judy, Lana, Rose, Miss Kuva, Capiza. She put Capiza. I noticed she put Capiza with all the ladies there. I wonder what's that one, boy.
Wow.
Yeah, Nadia put Capiza with the ladies, boy.
Maybe he's a ladies' gentleman.
All right. Tommy on your own with that one. Eh? You already have a love doctor in the house. Eh? So the love doctor was in third. Love doctor said, good night, brothers and sisters. Love in the house. Great love is all I bring.
Hey.
Oh, God. Hey, Tommy, the man have a new one tonight. Eh?
Sending out tremendous, wondrous, pleasurous, desirous love to all my ladies. I hear you, Rennie. I hear you.
The man us in a lot, boy. Plenty of us. You know?
Hey.
Love for all color, shapes, or form designed to keep you smiling and warm. Santi Manite.
Santi Manite.
The trafficking love locally, internationally, universally. Not easy, boy. He said, respect to the panel, Mr. Walls, Lady Diana, Mr. Tommy. Hey, Lana, how you doing, Lana? Bless good night to my family. Blessing Ansem, Tommy, Diana, love in the house. Hey. Wait now. Lana, what is that one? Tommy, we have a love mistress now? Lana say, love in the house. What's going on with that one?
Well, hey, it's contagious. I guess love is what the village is about.
I guess so. There we go. Lana say, Rennie, Nadia, Hailey, Takisha, Bonnie, Albert's blessing. Lana say, happy Eid Mubarak to my Muslim brothers and sisters. Mm-hmm. Yeah? Hailey say, we is we and we and we. Yeah, man, it's we and we. Yeah. Mean Jean, good evening. Yeah, Hailey, that young slim, man. But watch it. If you see him, man, he more buff than his father. He taken after his father. He more buff than his father. Yeah. Yeah, he's about 5'8" and 3/4. Right? Because I am 5'7" and 3/4.
Okay.
You know, he had to throw in the 3/4.
Right.
Yeah, and he's about maybe 175, 180. You know? What? How much? 185. He tell me 185. He correct me. Yeah. 185. Only one set of muscle.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to weigh more than you at one time. Huh? I didn't used to weigh more than you. How much you was, like 145? Mm-hmm. All right. He said he was about. Huh?
He used to weigh more before he grew up. Same with me and my son. I used to weigh more before he grew up.
Oh, correct is right. So, Tommy, Heidi say you should have opened with the reading of the last show. What was he reading? What reading was that?
Oh, what I read.
Yeah, thanks.
What did I read again? I read.
Was that a closing quote?
No, you must have been talking about the thing that I read concerning what was that again? Oh, about the letter to the editor or the editorial from the Newsday by what's his name? Oh man.
What was it on? What was the idea behind it? Was it something to do with politics in Trinidad or something?
Fixing, yeah, so fixing. I plan to fix Trinidad.
Oh, highly say yeah. Me remember what it is now. I don't remember what it is again. Huh?
I think
You know,
it was after you. Um, it was after you decided that you were gonna. What was it? Let me see if I remember what it
when I
is.
went and celebrate my birthday.
Yeah, when you went to your birthday celebrations.
Oh, okay. All right. So you had to look for that and we had to do it again. You know?
Oh, it's okay. Here it is. It's repairing Trinidad and Tobago. Not easy. No easy task. And it's
I buy Albert Montano family.
I don't think it is his family. Steve Alvarez.
Oh no. That's a fella. I think he have a political party or something. So go ahead and read it now, because I didn't hear it.
Okay, the editor. The discolored walls with vines and broken windows and rusting machinery with chimneys falling apart tell a story of once busy sugar factory. The rusted tanks, discarded pipelines, and rusted machinery paint a sad picture of what was once a vibrant oil refinery. The looted buildings with broken conveyor belts and narrow cover for gangs and guns once housed a citrus factory on the base of the Laventille Hills. The unique feat of engineering where pipes and valves thread through the northern range to refill the Hollis Reservoir during the dry season are now abandoned forever. Our fields that were once planted with sugar cane, citrus, peas, coconut rice, cocoa, and coffee are now abandoned with grass and squatter communities. Our forests with their majestic trees are being cut daily and sold for lumber without control as the environment suffers. Our young people at very early stages of their lives are subject to music with lyrics that support violence, praise alcoholism and drugs, and consist of the most profane language. There are rich public officers who consider it the norm to seek financial inducements for doing their duty. Getting justice takes years. The law is disregarded and squatting in full view of officials like that currently ongoing on the Lady Young Road goes unchecked. There are no attempts to regularize legal landowners, and cases are extremely expensive and time consuming. Police patrols in communities are rare, and residents are urged by authorities to form watch groups to defend themselves against a rise in home invasion. Simple things like registering births and deaths are time consuming and burdensome. Fire stations are without crucial or critical firefighting equipment. Police and other public vehicles are poorly maintained and simply discarded in open yards after a few years of use. No attempt is made to sell them or have them repaired until they have been left to rot for years. Our schools are becoming places for violent groups to roam, for children to be introduced to marijuana and for other illegal activities rather than a place for education and a disciplined approach to the trades and sports. Where are the next set of engineers, doctors, financial professionals, lawyers, and world class sportsmen and women to come from? In what environment? When would there be order in the society where those employed to upkeep the law no longer take financial inducements to close their eyes to lawlessness? Fixing TT is no one man job. It requires every citizen, every community, every religious body, every social grouping to participate in the repair. That requires turning away from racial and sectarian voting patterns and electing the best people committed to the humongous task of rebuilding TT. It calls for us to renew our hope for a better country. We have the personnel, skills, equipment, and knowledge to fix our homeland. We need the political will. this is Steve Alvarez via email. This is what he asked that I read again. But
Tommy, that makes so much sense. That is 100% accurate. You see? But I want to take it a little further. He says the political will. I want to say the political testicular fortitude. That's what I want to put. The political testicular fortitude.
yes.
In order to change, be a seismic shift in the way people of Trinidad and Tobago think. Because at the end of the day, it's the people, you know.
Well, we need the people's consciousness to be heightened to the point where they really know that they have the power. Because people act helpless as though the attitude is what we got to do, you know? That has to stop. That has to end. They have to really do something, and something sensible, not just anything, because we have seen in the past knee-jerk reaction to resolve issues didn't work.
But you see, Tommy, the continued political divisions, by both sides of the political divide. You understand? No one side alone is to blame, because one side will blame the other side and the other side will blame the other side. But the both of them are to blame. And if Trinidad is to become the type of Trinidad we want it to be, right? The politicians and them ain't gonna change, you know. It's the people who are to change. Right? Trying to change the politicians and them is actually useless. It's useless. Right?
I have the firm belief that solution has to be regional, not insular. For the mere reason that there's no one to check nobody. Himself cannot be policing himself. And that's what we have going on here.
But Tommy, I see a report that Trinidad and Tobago are going to get new scanners in the port in 2024. Did I miss something?
You and me both missed something.
We have all these illegal guns coming into Trinidad, and we still doing physical inspection.
Well, by 2024, they would have armed everybody.
Everybody in Trinidad already have arms. What good that's gonna do, Tommy?
By 2024, everybody will be armed. So then they can get new scanners. So no more arms would come in.
What good is that going to do in 2024? You don't see the emergency, the dire emergency, you know, with what's going on in the country. And you're going to get scanners in the port in 2024?
Holders in the symposium, holders made a contribution to address curbing the flow of guns from South America and from North America into the Caribbean. And he also made some other recommendations that are supposed to be already in place.
You know, Tommy, the other thing, I heard David Mohammed today. And I'm sorry in the car, because I would have played what David Mohammed said on the Black Agenda this morning on 91.9. David Mohammed says, a lot of the illegal guns in Trinidad and Tobago are not just coming from the United States of America. They are coming from many other countries. As a matter of fact, I want to go look at those statistics. He says the high percentage of illegal guns are coming from many other countries other than America. And why are we only going after the manufacturers in America?
You know, the truth be told, the volume of illegal guns that comes across that channel from Venezuela is humongous, and they know it, but they still keep coming, and they slip through. Heaven knows how and why. they keep slipping through.
But what do you mean ever knows how and why? You don't know how and why, Tony?
I know why and I know how, but obviously
okay.
those who supposed to know and stop it, though they don't know.
So those in charge, you think they know, but they don't want to know that they know.
Well,
is that what it is?
I don't know if they don't want to know that they know, or if they don't want us to know that they know. But somehow they ain't doing what they're supposed to do, which is intercept them.
And Tommy, do you believe that crime in Trinidad and Tobago, it's a mental health problem?
It's more of a security issue than a mental health issue.
A mental health policy. I think it's just said mental health policy.
Mental health crisis or something like that.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get that, man. For some reason, I'm thinking you're trying to scapegoat something that's a small part of it. Very small part of it when you talk about crime.
Remember we called Brother Abdullah the last time?
Correct.
What he said was more on point than what our PM described it as. And talking about our PM, he's been taking a lot of licks for the statements about assault weaponry banning and all of that. And
correct.
As a matter of fact, I was listening to a program, was it yesterday morning, where this attorney was talking about the fact that if we were paying attention, if he was doing his research, he would have recognized since 1971 those type of weaponry were banned after the Black Power movement. That fracas that took place in 1970. And I stopped and I thought, and I say, it's either he didn't do his research because he's too damn lazy.
Tommy, you sure about that?
Either he didn't do his research because he's too damn lazy to do the research, or he knows that the ban was in place and he's just trying to play smart with foolishness, trying to bamboozle the public. So I say Tormin is...
So you Tom out on that one?
Tormin is he didn't do his research because he's too damn lazy, or Tom out is he is trying to bamboozle the public and he knows damn well that ban's been in place.
So you would say that with respect to banning the AR-15 rifles, you're Tom out on that?
No, I'd say I torment the fact that I believe that he's too damn lazy. He didn't do his research.
Oh. With regards to right. You're tormenting on that he didn't do his research.
Yeah,
right? But with respect to
I make no excuse saying that's utter laziness. And I mean, in other respects, I recognize that that's what we have for leadership. We have some lazy leadership who don't want to work and only want to talk garbage.
Well, Tommy, could it be that his advisors give him that information and he didn't actually do the research?
I don't know what kind of advice he's getting. If he's getting advice from somebody like that fellow who talking about Johnny Come Latelys, who is the only Johnny Come Lately in the mix, then he deserves what he gets. And I ain't calling no name any dance, but you know who I'm talking about.
Who is that? You fella is a minister?
Yeah, the one who could be minister everything.
Oh, okay. Gary Sobers?
Yeah, that's the guy.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah, the one who talk about Johnny Come Latelys and
the name calling and all of them now.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah. It's interesting. Very interesting. You know, but I find that to be, I mean, if you're at least gonna go in the public space with something, at least do a little check, man. You know what I mean?
Do your research. Do your research. Don't make yourself look so silly, because that's how you look. You look silly, like you're wasting people's time. You're wasting airtime. You just look as though you're just not ready.
Yeah, but I don't know what to think, but I mean, that one, you missed the boat on that one, was totally.
I mean, I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged. I keep saying I'm encouraged that the heads of CARICOM, the CARICOM, decided to get together to address the issue of crime and security, if that's how we can describe it. But to look foolish like that, I mean, it's not good. It's not a good look.
So, Tommy, you think he should apologize to the public of Trinidad and Tobago for making that big blunder?
Absolutely, Anselm. He has to man up and say, "Look, I made a blunder. I didn't recognize that, or I forgot, or something." Or maybe he wouldn't do it because he knew all along it was there, and he's just trying to bamboozle the public, making them think that he's coming up with something new.
Well, boy, I sometimes I doesn't know what to think, man. Every day is a new day, man. And as I said previously, right, I was debating with people that when they say Trinidad is not a real place, and I was saying, no, Trinidad is a real place.
I was with you on that. It's a real place too.
Yeah. Both on that, but I am being convinced that Trinidad is not a real place.
The truth be told, it is
based on the facts.
The truth be told, it is a real place. We just have to keep it real. We the public and the voting public, they have to keep it real. They have to, even if it's becoming unreal, they have to keep it real. Because reality is the only thing that we must face.
Break it up a little bit.
Oh, yes.
All right, go.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back.
Everywhere I turn, people saying, Lord, things hard in Trinidad. Yes, everywhere
Now that she needs me, I will work hard. You abuse her when things was nice. Now you're crying blood. Things hard in Trinidad. Now you have to sacrifice out your flying gun. Things bad, bad, bad in Trinidad. You want piece of the apple, you get it sweet. You don't want no more truly mango to eat. You're still telling me that I should go out there. No way, Jose. Because I pledge to serve my country, Tobago and Trinidad. I pledge, now that she needs me, I will work hard. I pledge to serve my country, to give her a brand new start. I pledge my love for the auntie with all my heart. Bamba dim be bem bem bi do bem. Bem bem be dim bam boom bam bem. Bamba dim bi dim bem ba do bem. Bem bem bi dim bam boom bam bem. The auntie will rise again. Yes, we will rise again. The auntie will rise again. I honestly believe the auntie will rise again. Yes, we will rise again. The auntie will rise again and again and again and again. Say you can't find work to do, so you're grieving, Lord. Things hard in Trinidad. She has nothing to offer you, so you're leaving God. Things bad, bad, bad in Trinidad. But before you leave, brother, make up your mind to work like a mule. Sister, 2 jobs 1 time. Yet you're still telling me that I should go out there. No way, Jose. Because I pledge, yes, I pledge to serve my country, Tobago and Trinidad. I pledge, now that she needs me, I will work hard. Now let's get down to serious work. Stop your crying, Lord. Things hard in Trinidad, and bring back the ship afloat. No denying God. Things bad, bad, bad in Trinidad. If I work with you, brother, you work with me. Together we could rebuild sweet auntie in a gesture of love. Let us all join our hands and sing. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I pledge to serve my country, Tobago and Trinidad. I pledge, now that she needs me, I will work hard.
So we are back with you in the village of the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Of course, I'm in a little darkness here now. Let me see if I can put on this light in here. All right, I put on a little light in the car here. You almost back to the studio, Tommy. But
All right. Yeah.
I wanted to raise an next point, and I want to play wall in or wall out. Are you wall in or are you wall out?
Go ahead.
The situation in Tobago with regards to licensing officers going up to Tobago and giving Tobagonians tickets when under the THA Act, that is something for the licensed officers in Tobago to do, not for those in Trinidad to go up there and do that. Are you walling or are you wall out on that?
Well, the reason why I walling, meaning I agree with them going in. I agree with Fali, or you agree with Fali?
Well, do you agree that the Tobago licensed officer should go to Tobago and give the people tickets when that is not their remit? The remit is for the licensed officers in Tobago to do that.
Now, the reason why I wall out on that is because I don't believe that there would be enough licensing officers to do the magnitude of exercise that they wanted done, that they were doing, because they were doing the same exercises in Trinidad, if you remember. And it would have taken much more resources than Tobago would have had to do the level of exercise they wanted done, because they did a 7-day exercise in Tobago. You with me?
Well, no, because it's either you agree or you disagree. So you saying that you wall out because you are okay with them going to Tobago to do it because they don't have enough licensed officers in Tobago?
The only thing is that I believe that they needed to discuss it with the THA, what they were doing beforehand.
But Tommy, it is not their remit for them to go to Tobago and give them no tickets. That is responsibility under the Tobago House of Assembly Act.
So the tickets are paid where? When those tickets are paid, when the tickets are paid, where does the money go? To the central government or it goes to the THA?
That's a good question. I don't know.
It's just how the system is set up. That's what we need to know. I can't
answer that question.
Maybe someone who knows better than we do can put it in the chat. But Lana, I think you took issue with me, quote unquote, buffing, or should I say maybe attacking the PM. But if I offended you, I apologize. I just
told me you're breaking up a little bit.
I don't know why. You hearing me at all?
Yeah, I hear you better now. All right, there you go. I hear you better. Go ahead. Repeat what you just
said. I'm saying that Lana took offense with what I said about the PM being lazy or either playing us for fools. She said that the speechwriter is who's to blame for what he spewed. I still think the buck stops with him. So, I mean, if I offended you, I'm sorry.
But do you think everything he get, he should check, man? Everything he get, everything his speechwriter writes, he had time to go and double check it?
Somebody had to check behind somebody. You need two levels. You need 2 levels.
Yeah, but I will have a tendency not to blame him for that if his speechwriter did something and he could have had that other person double check it and they said, okay, you got to go with it, and you run with it.
No, but based on the magnitude of that particular type of forum, I think it's imperative that you come correct.
Let me ask my son who say no. Do you think that if he has a speechwriter, right, and the speechwriter put something in his speech and it turned out to be inaccurate, do you think it's the Prime Minister's responsibility to double check all his speeches to see if all the information he put in there is accurate?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
My son say he does. He agree. You mean I got to double check everything the man put in anything for me, the man or woman put anything for me to speak?
Whose mouth is it coming out of?
It's coming out of your mouth.
That's right.
That's exactly right. So if it's coming out of your mouth, nobody's gonna care who the speechwriter is. It's coming out of your mouth. You're responsible for the words that are coming out of
My
your
man.
mouth.
Yep.
So I got to double check everything.
I mean, that's your decision. If you don't want to, then that's a risk that you take.
You hear that? You told me you hear that for yourself, right?
Mm-hmm. I know what he's saying is correct. Because at the end of the day,
that's big responsibilities, man. Everything to me that's gonna put in that speech, I have to go and double check. So what's the expense of a speech writer for? I might as well write it for myself.
No, well, you fire the speechwriter and get a better one,
or just
and you apologize.
Yeah, I agree.
See, Tommy, you agreeing with you know, Tommy?
No, but
like you know Tommy for a long while.
No, we're from the same school, the American school of thinking.
Tommy, like you know you for a long time. The man own you 2 minutes, meet you and he agreeing with you already.
Aslam, we from the same school. It's the American thinking.
All right. So that fella have to be responsible for anything that speechwriter put in his speech.
Sure, he is. Like I said, it shows if that information is incorrect, it shows that you're lazy.
But Tommy, how does that show that you're lazy? Maybe you didn't want to. You didn't have the time. You didn't have the time to go and double check it, and you had faith in the speechwriter.
No. With that level of audience and that magnitude of exposure, you have to come correct. If he was just addressing his political party and he made an error, that could slide a lot easier. But not on that, in a forum of that magnitude and that kind of exposure. You with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I have no problem. The earth is human. Except in certain forums, you have to be double cautious.
Well, I guess, Tommy, I want to give him a little leeway, but Malcolm and yourself has decided that whatever comes out your mouth is your responsibility. And I can't argue with that.
But I said before, I see a bit of laziness in the way he does things. I don't know if anybody's upset with me or anyone will get upset with me based on what I'm saying. But in the past, I talk about even the decriminalization of the weed. I was saying that the way it was done, it shows that not enough research was done before he did what he did. Because if he did ample research, he would have set it right where it would have been profitable to do so and monetize the cannabis crops to bring some more foreign exchange, because the pharmaceuticals are spending their money. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm almost in the studio. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Tommy, all right. So let's get back to. So I see that based on what you have said, and then you are right, because it's a democracy. My son agrees with you. Land.
No, I know everybody's asking, or I saw.
It shouldn't be his responsibility.
I saw persons asking about the storm. We have to give her a little bit more time to get herself together. Once she gets herself together, she'll be back. So hold on a bit for us with her, okay?
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Yeah, Tommy. I wanted to quickly get back to the situation with Tobago and the tickets. You know, so I can tell you this, Tommy. I am totally wall out on that. I think that the Trinidad licensing office has overstepped their bounds, and based on the THA Act, right? If they are going to do anything like that, they're supposed to inform the people in Tobago, at least the THA or the licensing officers in Tobago, that they are going to do this type of behavior, this type of activity.
I agree that they should inform the THA of the exercise and coordinate it with the THA. As far as using resources from Trinidad, based on the volume and the level of exercise they were doing, I think they needed that many personnel in order to pull it off. So I don't know how if you call me wall in or wall out. Are you there?
It appears to me that you are walling on. You are saying that it seems like you're in and out.
Halfway in and halfway out.
Yeah, you're half pregnant. It seemed like you're half pregnant.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
What are people in the chat saying? Let's see who's saying what.
Yeah. Just getting people in the chat there while I guess get my stuff ready here.
What Rose is saying? Trinidad, you go to the courthouse and pay the ticket. So if you go to the courthouse and pay the ticket, what do? You go to the courthouse in Tobago too. So that in Tobago, what goes to the court goes to the THA, or it goes to the central government and to the treasury. I would tend to think it goes to the treasury. So even though THA has some authority, the money is going into the system. Nadia, you want to know if Rose is cooking today? Or she cook up today? Anyway, let me see what's going on. Trying to figure out if anybody's commenting on what we're talking about, the Tobago issue with licensing. Let me see if anybody said anything. So Anselm, Slim, you didn't tell me what your thoughts were concerning the era, or should I say the mix-up concerning this assault weapon, quote-unquote assault weapon ban.
Yeah, Tommy, just give me a minute here. I'm transferring over to the system here. Hold on a minute. 1 minute. Let me get in here. Okay, let me enter studio.
Rose, thanks for telling me that Borrow Day is on the 6th of May. I wouldn't be able to make it though. Maybe next time, all right? What Rose says here, a lot of bandits come down to Point Fortin. They're just stopping their car and running into your home and robbing people. Wow. That's terrible. If that is the case, then we need some action by law enforcement. I guess.
All right, Tommy. So I'm back with you now. Let me see here. Okay, let me do this. Let me remove this. Hold on.
ID suggested using bear traps for the bandits. Rose said she has something better than bear traps. Of course, you better have something better than bear traps for them, so that they wouldn't do it again to anyone else.
So yeah, so back then, Haile had said, quarters, yes, you want the people to have a place to live, but not to do so by destruction of the rainforest. It's sad that people's sense and behavior is a lost people, never saw the promised land. Right? Rajvi says, mental health is fake news. Rajvi says, all man have sense. Lana says, the man don't know what ban. Mean Jean says, Wall Street, find out why scanners can be implemented on the ports before 2024. Well, Mean Jean, from what I've heard, is that they said that they have gone out for bidding or for bidders, and I think 7 companies have applied, and they have to go through the process. You know, I mean, I think something important like that, you do that post-haste.
But could you imagine that all this time they haven't had scanners? Is that what they're saying, or are they saying
these scanners were not working? Some of these scanners were not working, and they realized that at some point in time.
So were they bought those from China?
That's a good question.
Because I mean, I'm sure they spend good money for those scanners, but everything is just so much bloody corruption.
That's part of the problem.
Yeah, because I mean, scanners is something that you would have bought within the last 10 years.
Right. So here is the article in the Express. Right. It says, port to get working mobile scanners in 2024, says Imbert. The Port of Spain will have functioning mobile scanners in 2024 to replace the 4 scanners. So, Tommy, that means to say that they really don't have no working scanners, right? If they are decommissioned.
Who's to say when they buy these in 2024 they're gonna be working for as long as they need them? Is it that they don't have? Is it that they don't have a maintenance program in place?
No. Them thing on them, they may have that, but they say these scanners are very old. But listen to what the minister says, right? Minister of Finance Colin Booth said yesterday that he was reasonably confident that the scanners will be operational in fiscal 2024. In November 2022, a joint select committee was told that the 4 mobile cargo and container scanners at the port of Port of Spain had not been functioning since 2021. Responding to a question from Couva South MPP Rudy Indar Singh in Parliament at the Red House, Port of Spain, Imbert said tenders were published on December 20, 2022, with a closing date of January 26, 2023 at 1 p.m. However, the closing date for the submission of tenders was then extended to February 9th. He said tenders received on February 9th, with 7 offers received, namely, here are the 7 people: SEC Technology Incorporated, Telecommunications Service of Trinidad and Tobago Limited, New Tech Company Limited, Precision Point Caribbean Limited, Hilltech Services Limited, Installation Technologies International BV, and PRD Security Services Limited. Imbert said the initial valuation and preparation of the shortlist of qualified tenderers was then completed by March 31st, and site visits were currently in progress to inspect and view the scanner system proposed by the shortlisted firms in actual operation in a working port environment. These site visits will be completed on April 23rd, he said. Imbert said the decision on the best scanner proposal is expected to be made by April 28th, with the award contract expected on May 5th.
Okay, so are we going to get scanners for Port of Spain Port, Point Lisa Port, and for the airport? For both airports?
No, this is just for the Port of Port of Spain.
The thing is that, so what happens to the other ports? What happens to Point Lisas?
Maybe they have scanners.
I, what I would want to think is that wherever there are scanners, there has to be a maintenance scheme or arrangement in place because you once this equipment it has to be maintained and preventative maintenance has to be part of the plan. That's what I think.
But
Maybe
Tommy, but
yes.
Tommy, I hear you. But let me just read on for this. The time for the manufacture of new scanners will be determined upon the completion of their exercise being conducted by the evaluation committee. But it is expected that the delivery and installation of the mobile scanners will be completed in fiscal year 2024, he said. Naparima MP Rodney Charles question of whether this meant that guns will come into the port of Trinidad and Tobago unchecked until that time was ruled out of order by House Speaker. Asked by Caroni Central MP Arnold Ram what was the average time frame for the production of scanners, Imbut said once the award is made, the time will be determined, but he was reasonably confident there will be functional scanners in fiscal 2024. Scanners are not shelf items. You can't go to the supermarket and buy them, Imbut says. Asked by Oropouche West MP Dave Tanku what had been put in place with the security deficit at the port caused by the absence of mobile scanners, Imbut says there were 6 fixed scanners that were operational. He said in TNT, as much as 20% of the containers were inspected, while the world average was just 5%. So there are other mechanisms in place for the inspection of containers in both sense. In response to another question from Tanku, this time on the name of the private consultancy firm hired to develop the strategic plan for Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority, Imbut said that Ernst & Young has been hired via a broad-based tendering process to do the strategic plan for the TTRA. He said the plan has been laid in Parliament. There you go. So, we are no scanner in the port. That is it.
So that means things can still pass through.
Things can still pass through. But Tommy, we haven't had operating scanners in the port since last year. We're in April 2023. How many guns, illegal guns, have gone through that port since? Physical inspection. Physical inspection? Yeah. Once you have a person physically inspecting it, that means, Tommy, that more illegal guns could come through.
Absolutely. Because you can't, it's just 2 eyes you have. You can't see everything.
Can't see everything. And you could see plenty things and let it pass.
That too.
You know what I mean? I mean, we just had to get with the program, man. It just, we are so reactive instead of being proactive. You see? Things like this, we need to check. You know? Lana says, only leave me PM alone, he jamming still.
Yeah, Lana, we apologize for jamming him.
Yeah.
But we have no choice because we want to see better. You see what Rose said is happening in Point Fortin? All that has to stop.
Rajvi says, at WZYE TV, do you think if in Trinidad they give tickets like in the USA for drinking in public, it will help the murder problem in Trinidad? Nah.
That's something completely different, Rajvi.
Yeah, nah, that ain't gonna help. That ain't gonna help.
Drinking in public.
Yeah, Trinidad ain't gonna just go behind a tree and drink.
As a matter of fact, people will be more frustrated if they can't drink in public.
Yeah. They'll go and hide behind tree and all kind of thing, hide between car and all kind of thing. Yeah. Lana, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah?
Well, I guess you'll be celebrated for a whole month. And I'm sure you wish your mother happy birthday.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I get that from you.
How
Oh,
is how is she doing?
well, we had a nice little get together there, all the family, my brother's side of the family come over, all the kids came. Well, three of its kids came over. My kids were there. My
Beautiful.
in-laws were there. So it was a good time. We take pictures and all kind of thing.
Nice.
And it was really a nice kind of celebration. We full up that place. That place hasn't been so filled in a while, but it was nice.
Yeah, that makes her feel well, I'm sure. Make her feel really good in her heart.
Yeah. Yeah. Roses told me I got a date for Point Fortin Borough Day. It's on the 6th of May.
Yes, Rose, I saw that, but I wouldn't be able to make it this year. Maybe next time, okay?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
will say, Razvi says, I will say I will get some bus up and stew beef or corrigo today. Is blank I get blank? Who blank Rajvi?
Hmm.
Rose say a lot of bandits come down in Point Fortin. They just stop in their car and running into your home and robbing people. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah. I did say Rose bear trap, put it around your house. That bandit put your foot in one.
Need more than bear trap.
Rose said there's something better than bear trap for them bandits.
Oh yeah. Better have something better.
Good night, Nadia. Yeah.
Nads.
Nadia says she didn't know Capiza was a male. Ah. Yeah, Nadia, Capiza is a male.
That's the captain.
The captain. Captain is a male.
Copy.
So Rose saying Trinidad, you go by the courthouse and pay your tickets. So, but if you got a ticket in Tobago, don't you have to pay it in Tobago?
Well, you paid in the courthouse, it's going into the treasury, into the central system.
Well, I think it goes into the central system, but also, Tommy, Tobago is supposed to be. If you're going to do something in Tobago, when they have everything there already. You're supposed to at least inform them. You're supposed to inform them. And there was a big to do about Farley's wife who got a ticket because I think she didn't have a license or registration or something.
She didn't have a license with her, but it was
Yeah.
brought subsequently.
And,
But everything was smoothed out from based on what I read.
yeah, and what was the big deal? If she didn't have a license, I mean, one time I got caught, I didn't have my registration. Right? When I went to court, the judge just said, produce your registration. And if you have a registration, all right. I mean,
But-
you could give a person a ticket for driving without a license. Of course you could.
But every single police car in the United States knows if your registration is valid or invalid, or whether you're registered or unregistered.
Correct is right.
Because, as a matter of fact, the police cruisers have scanners. When they scan your license plate, it tells them everything.
Yeah. But Tommy, I have to tell you, I totally wall out on licensed officers going to Tobago and giving people all these set of tickets. It's just like if you want a campaign more to raise money.
That's what happened in Trinidad for the Easter holidays. That's what they did. They went on a rampage and they raised how many $1 million? I forget. I'll probably have to revisit some of the articles, but they raised a lot of money for Easter with their exercise, the same exercise that they brought to Tobago.
Yeah, I just cannot agree that you will just pick yourself up and go to another place. Don't tell the people who running that place that you're coming and just start to pull over people and write ticket like he's a madman. That's
Hey,
not acceptable, man.
listen, in Trinidad they went to different spots and did the same thing. But Trinidad and Tobago is one, Anselm. So the licensing have authority in Trinidad and Tobago. So
Well, Tommy, I'm not sure about that, Because did you hear what Ocho Charles said the other night?
I heard him.
I think he said that you just can't come to Tobago and give out tickets in Tobago without informing.
Yes,
That's
I
different
agree.
with you.
I agree. They needed to have at least some sort of discussion or notify probably what their intentions were.
So that was illegal behaviors then. If you're supposed to do something and you don't do it, what is that? Especially something significant like that.
Yeah, then that is that the whole exercise is disingenuous.
So, and Tommy, if you could do that with such things, or you could do it other more things that are major than that.
You know, sometimes you read into things and you read a little bit more than what meets the eye. And in the THA's case, you stop and you think maybe they're putting pressure on the THA because the THA is not the same as it was before 2 years ago. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Tommy, you're making too much sense, man.
All right.
Well, 2 years ago,
That
they wouldn't do this type of activity. 2 years hence, they will do this type of activity because it's a different party in power.
well, you said
Is that,
it.
is that what you're saying, Tommy? Is that what you're implying, Tommy?
That's what I was implying.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I'm implying. It is, it is what it is. That's why I'm saying, and I was saying before that if Fali's method of doing things takes root, then it needs to spread throughout the Twin Island Republic.
Hmm.
If it takes roots and it's successful,
So, Tommy, what I'm hearing you saying, you want it to be successful.
yes, because I'm fed up of what's going on right now with both dispensations we have in the governance of the Twin Island Republic. I'm fed up. I, I mean, I could go on and on about the things that are disturbing.
So, I mean, Tommy, the thing about it is that all these things are happening. Where are the people? Huh? Where are the people?
Sitting on their hands, hoping that somebody will come out of the sky and save them. Maybe you have to do that, Anselm.
What?
Come out of the sky and save them.
Nah. The people don't want to hear. They say, boy, I should stay in foreign.
You say it's in foreign?
Yeah. I don't do nothing in Trinidad. I just only run my mouth. I don't do nothing for nobody in Trinidad. That's what it says.
I see, said the blind man.
Yeah. I don't understand what Mean Gene mean by this.
Let me take this call and dismiss it right quick.
Yeah. Mean Gene say, are you all on raising money or safety? I don't know, Mean Gene, but I think you missed the point here, Mean Gene. Mean Gene say, are you all on raising money or safety? Tommy, help me with that point there.
Safety is imperative, but what we see with the licensing is that they've used the safety issue as a crutch to raise money because they are bragging in Trinidad when they ticketed people over the Easter, they were bragging as to how much money potentially they're going to be raising. So we realize that they are using the safety excuse to fleece the public.
But Tommy, what I'm hearing Eugene Julian saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, he said, "Are you all on raising money or safety?" Eugene Julian, I am all for legal activities. That is what it is. If those legal activities raise money, if those legal activities end in safety for the people of Tobago, if it raises money, fine. However, the start of that activity was illegal, so I'm not on raising money or safety at all because it was illegal.
You
I'm saying
know,
it's illegal.
just to segue a little bit, I saw earlier on that Umbala passed away.
Oh, Tommy, I heard something about that too. I'm not sure if that's, I don't know. So people in the chat can tell us. I heard that too.
Yeah, so our prayers are with the family and
Yes, yes.
condolences if that's the case, because he's a was a good one if he's gone.
Tommy,
So,
I don't know if I ever give you this story with Umbala. Many of the programs Umbala was part of, I used to make sure and call those programs.
I remember. I remember I lived in Trinidad and I used to hear you calling in every Sunday.
Right. Yes, every Sunday. I used to make my duty to call Umbala, George Umbala. And George never met me. However, George privately, George said, Wall Street, whenever you come to Trinidad, I want you to come. Here at Beach House in Maracas.
Hmm.
I never forget. He said, I want to invite you down, come down by my beach house. I said, George, really? He said, yeah, man, come. And we went down there, man. And George was such a nice, intelligent, black conscious person. Eh?
Yeah, he's a person who definitely is not asleep at the wheel.
Not asleep at the wheel, man. A lot of people may not like him, eh? But George used to tell it like it is.
Yep. The truth is an offense.
He tell it
So
like it is.
the truth has always been an offense.
Mhm. And I think people like that, right, get my full respect because he spoke truth to power.
Always.
He didn't care if it was UNC, PNM, DAC, COP, TOP, whoever it is. He spoke truth to power. And I think we have lost that in Trinidad and Tobago with radio. Radio now is a political sideshow.
Yes.
It's a political sideshow. It's either a radio station and you have certain programs, it's pro PNM, right? And anti UNC, or another program over here is pro UNC and anti PNM.
It seems as though all the media sings for their supper.
Well, Tommy, but we have to but we have to be honest though. The government is one of the largest employers in the country, and the government is one that gives us some of the largest contracts in the country as well. So
The media houses are all about money. So
yeah,
it
so
is
if
what it is. Because even look at Fox in the US
yeah,
and the Republican Party.
so if you want to play mass, you can't afraid powder.
It's all politics.
Yeah, it's all politics. So if you want to be, and that shouldn't be it, Tommy, right? It shouldn't be that if the government put a public service announcement on your radio station, you cannot then speak truth to power about what's better for the country. You have to be pro that party. I think that's unacceptable. But that's what we do. And if you want to survive as a radio station in Trinidad and Tobago and get public service announcement and add some of the government, that's what you have to do.
Now, there's this talk about independent journalism and journalists, and every one of them dependent.
We have independent journalists in Trinidad.
I think journalists are dependent probably all over the world, but in Trinidad it's on another level.
Yeah, we different, right? We from a different setup. Yeah. I agree with you. Ali says law and order under wickedness. I agree with that. I just feel that they went up there with an agenda,
Of course, to raise funds.
you know, and we haven't seen that agenda, Tommy, as you rightfully say, and prophetically stated previously.
True.
Or maybe, Tommy, or maybe it happened and we just didn't know about it.
Well, I'm sure the Tobagonians would have been able to reflect back to it when it did happen, and we are not hearing anyone making mention of that occurring before. Maybe it did. Maybe someone can tell us in the chat if it has happened in Tobago prior to this time.
Yeah, and Mean Gene is saying if Farley's wife wasn't involved, you probably wouldn't have heard from Farley. No, I don't think so.
No, Fali was talking about it right from the start.
Yeah. Yeah. I think even if Farley's wife wasn't involved, the point is that the way it was done without informing the THA.
Yeah,
Right?
that does mean that means they have no respect for the THA chief.
And they used the Farley wife thing as to shift the goalpost somewhat. You understand? Rather than addressing the crux of the matter, so to speak, they shift the goalpost and making the tell Farley wife not having a license. You see? When the main thing was that this may have been an illegal action that was done without informing the THA when you're supposed to do that. Is that acceptable? I guess to Eugene that's acceptable. Eugene, is that acceptable to you?
I wonder if he wall in or wall out on that.
No, he go walling on that. It's acceptable to him. Yeah, it's acceptable to him. Right? Because he's saying that if Farley's wife wasn't involved, he probably wouldn't have heard from Farley.
Now, like I said, if the licensing authority notified the THA as to what their intentions and actions were going to be, I was good with it.
Well, I was good with that too. Now, Heidi asks a question, right? Heidi says, here's a question. With the race problem that plagued the island, do you think the police pick and choose who they give tickets to? I don't think so, you know.
What he says?
With the race problem that plagued the island, do you think the police pick and choose who they give tickets to?
What race problem plagues Tobago?
Well, I mean, yeah, let Heidi answer that.
I'd like to know what. I don't know.
I think I have an idea what he's talking about, but I'd rather him answer it.
But the licensing officers are of both mixed ethnic composition. So I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense at all.
So I will tend to think that police in Trinidad and Tobago don't really pick and choose who they give tickets to.
True.
I think America is totally different. And Tommy, did you see the video from the it's Antuck in California with the 45 police officers with the racist epithets? I'm gonna look for it and I'm gonna play it. Right? It was just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Huh?
Well, that's normal for those police officers. Because I've had encounters with police officers that in the United States.
Yeah, and I know in the United States. And Rose, I agree with you. Rose says, Heidi, I beg to differ. The police don't give tickets according to your race, just come out in large numbers and they share tickets if they share in passad. Yeah. I don't think in Trinidad, they give you a ticket based on whether you're a Syrian, you're an Indian, or you're a black. I don't know, eh? I think people live. Rose will know better than I do, because she lives in Trinidad. But I don't think they do that. Oh, okay. And Hailey say he was just wondering. Okay, yeah. I don't think. And Hailey, I agree with you. I think it's wickedness, because it's not just what they're doing. It's not. It's absolutely not. But you see, the thing about it is too, for me, these are the type of things that the people have to rise up and make them know it's unacceptable. This is where you have to hit the streets, right? Whether you have PNM, or whether it's a TPP, or whether it's a PDP, because Tommy, when they give you a ticket, they don't have to if it's a PDP, if it's a PNM, or if it's a TPP, right? Or if it's a TOP, So you just getting a ticket.
True.
You see? And this is something that everybody, most people, let me rephrase that, most people should come out and rise up and say, no, it's unacceptable. But what are we doing? What are we actually doing?
Talking about rise up and so on, what is the status of the Revenue Authority in Trinidad and the crazy scheme they come up with for taxation? Does that still hold? What's going on with that?
Well, Tommy, in this article we just read here, the last paragraph talk about the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority. Let me go back to it. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me read that right. There was something in there in the last paragraph that says, let me see. Last paragraph says, hold on. Tommy, you see them companies who bid for the scanner work, right?
Are they new companies?
I don't know. How do I research them? I just see how much of them. I want to see what is diversity in those scanners and those companies. Are they taking that into consideration? You know what I'm saying?
And are they able to provide preventative and scheduled maintenance for the scanners? Is that part of the contract? That's what needs to be in place so that they can get usage of the product for a long time.
So here's the last paragraph. When you talk about the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority, in response to another question from Tanku, this time on the name of the private consultancy firm hired to develop the strategic plan for the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority, Inwood said that Ernst & Young have been hired via a broad-based tendering process to do the strategic plan for the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority. He said the plan has been laid in Parliament.
Ernst & Young is very reputable. The only thing that I'm trying to figure out is the scheme for taxation. If it's still that crazy plan that we were hearing about before, how much you can rent the place for, and based on how many whatever you have in your place or whatever else.
Well, I think they're going to come up with a strategic plan, right? So all of those things should be included in that plan.
But we in the United States have dealt with property tax for a long time. What is the sensible method that's used to determine how much taxes you pay? The size of your unit is one. The other thing is the location. The municipality. And each municipality deal with their own taxes. Okay, Trinidad, everything's going to be dealt with by central government. is the plan that they're gonna come up with? Do they come to your house and determine and tax you based on how many bathrooms you have, and if you have I don't know what else.
So Tommy, hold that thought there a minute, okay? We're gonna go for a quick station identification. And Tommy, before we go, Mean Gene says, Tommy, of course, maintenance will be part of the contract. You know, so he's talking about that contract when we talk about the Trinidad and Tobago, and when we talk about the scanners for the port in Port-au-Prince. So stick and stay, folks. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets and WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back after this short message.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
This thing called PNM, this thing called UNC, is one set of dotishness to Mama Kai, you and me. It ain't have no color, it ain't have no race, it ain't have no principles or any values in place. And it was never meant to be the answer for unity. It shares no philosophy with any consistency. For when you watch the pedigree in each and every party, the difference you see turns out to be a case of power and money. Look here, them French Creoles in Saint-As, Maraval and Saint Clair, they don't know allegiance or no party here. Rich men must be supporting who they feel going to win. Loyalty, friends, means nothing. Money is their thing. That's why PNM quite on turned court to UNC. And when Del Motley, his background showed he was with DAC. Hector Macklin, the speaker, swore PNM till he dead. And when the last election over, he was UNC instead. Augustus Ramreka Singh, I knew him in Tapia. Next thing I know, he was a PNM minister. John Humphrey changed from Trinity and he joined about 5 parties. So he's only die-hard new and grassroots me. It's PNM and UNC. I lie. Oh, yeah, lie. This thing called PNM, this thing called UNC, is only a power play to get our sympathy. It's not about African, it's neither East Indian. It have nothing to do with anybody's religion. Kamaluddin is a Muslim, Mahathir a Christian to the brim. Yet Montano the mulatto, different race, same party, you know. Johnny Milton and Rex Awan are 2 Chinese politicians. And while both of them love PNM, Brian Whiteton had a problem. Them French Creoles in Saint-As, Maraval and Saint Clair, tell them they don't know allegiance or no party here. Right through, rich men just be supporting who they feel going to win. Loyalty, friends, means nothing. Money is their thing. The name Steve Ferguson, Israeli and East Indian, who with Ishak Galbaran sing, both parties they financing. Joiso and Elias, a PNM Lebanese, and yet Sabta of the same cast helps UNC pay their fees. Syrian businessman John Rahael, PNM make him mayor. An African weight mark as well, UNC made him minister. PNM's fundraising dinner had businessmen of all color. So it's only stupidity, you and me. It's PNM and UNC. I like. This thing called PNM, this thing called UNC, it foolishly splitting we on the grounds of ethnicity. It make friends mash up fast, race hatred it unmask. It cause ignorant people to bring out their gun and cutlass. And while poor people arguing about who good and who should win, the leaders jumping like monkey from one party to party. Just look at Arthur Sanderson, Horace Brooms is the next one. And first they could skip, they deserve a pick for hop, step and jump next Olympics. Look here. 10 French Creoles in St. Barbara and St. Clair. Tell them they don't know allegiance for no party here. Rich men will be supporting who they feel going to win. That's right. Loyalty, friends, means nothing. Money is everything. I see Bagan left UNC to open she own party. Kamala Bises and now previously she run wrong to UNC. Abu Bakr supported all three and now he for nobody. Errol McLeod walking wrong daily, so you can't say which side he be. A&R, my good friend, walked out on Eric Williams years ago, and yet last year he would say how he loved Eric for so. Ralph Maraj and Manning get away, and Ralph was UNC next day, and yet notice you cussing stupid me for PNM and UNC. God bless. Yela. Alice Liverpool. Shockers. Hey, Chucky. Yela. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for getting the message. This thing called PNL, this thing called UNC, it don't mean one blessed thing to Britain, France, and Germany. It don't hold no water for Clinton and John Major. Them don't care who in power once they collect their Canada. When Clinton buy oil and sugar, no party doesn't matter. Them greenbacks that Clinton send we, Emma and Jack or UNC. That's why Deborah Mickens lately for the Tobago Assembly. I say hats off to she for thinking like me when you see it independently. Them French Creoles in St. Barbara and St. Clair. Tell them they don't know allegiance for no party here. Rich members be supported, who they feel going to win. Loyalty, friends, means nothing, money is nothing. Abu Bakr left BNM, open his own party. Moving as some run from A&R to now, then he run back by UNC. Morgan Joe joined now recently, cause he said that he loved Robbie. But while he in now bodily, he mind still up in UNC. Party in TNT, money is their ideology. That's why Brian White don't tell me he ain't taking over our poverty. Ramesh Maharaj cussing Manning, but do you know he was PNM years ago? So would somebody show me the morality in PNM and UNC alike? God bless.
We are back with you. It's in the village to the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Tommy, when you listen to calypsos like that one,
They really tell the story.
I mean, you know, Tommy, that calypso must be about 20 years old or even longer.
Well, Clinton was in power at the time. We can clearly deduce from it.
Right. So
Clinton was in power when? In
2000. 2000?
No, 19 something, man.
1999? 1999?
When was Clinton in power?
Let me look. Let me see. When was Clinton in power? Let me see. Hold on.
George Bush was 2000.
Yeah, Clinton was just before him, wasn't
he? Yeah. So that was 90. He got 2 terms, so that would have been...
Okay, January 20, 1993 to January 20, 2001.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, 20-something years ago. Oh, more than that, boy. Yeah. What am I talking about? Wow. Unbelievable.
So it's only grassroots you and Dotishmi is PNM and UNC.
Correct is right.
So you're still gonna tell everybody you support the PNM?
Tommy, you know something? I'm starting to actually think twice about that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because when you really think about it, we had to support the island, the country.
No, seriously. And you know, I really and truly have to start to think about me continually saying this about supporting somebody. Oh, you know what it is? Let me read a quote for you, Tommy. This is a quote I put up on my page today. And what does it say? Let me see what it says. It says,
well, you're 50 years old now, you know, so you had to start thinking different.
Yeah, you had to start thinking different. Where is that? Stop expecting loyalty from people who can't even give you honesty. Hear that? Let me repeat that. Stop expecting loyalty
from people who
can't even give you honesty.
That says it all.
That says it all. Ken John, welcome. That says it all, man. Now, Heidi asks a question. Heidi says, property tax in America, is it a burden on Americans? Answer more, Tony.
Of course it is. But they have to deal with it. You have to live with it. You have to find a way to work with it.
Tell me why you say it's a burden.
Because it's like another mortgage.
Okay, correct is right. But aren't there essential benefits coming out of property taxes?
Yeah, you get all your public services and your essential services in place, but you pay through your heirs for it. Think about people paying $20,000 in South Orange for a small house, $20,000 a year, amongst how much a month?
Well, 12 fives are 60, 12 ones are 12, and 6 is 18. So 1,800 a month is, no, 1,500 a month is 18,000 a year.
So just think 1,600 a month. That's like a mortgage,
Yeah, correct.
and you have to pay that forever, and it doesn't go down; it goes up because every so often there are rate hikes.
But Tommy, aren't we accustomed to paying that because we know we have to pay?
We have to find a way to live with it,
Yeah, correct.
but it's no small feat when there's an increase coming every so often.
No, there's an increase every year. Very rarely you're going to see a decrease unless you go and challenge the taxes. If you live in
Yep.
Essex County,
Yep.
well, I just go and challenge it.
Yeah, you have to,
Yeah, I just go and challenge it.
but
So,
still, but it's still like exorbitant.
so highly ask the questions. What I ask, because I feel that Trinidad and Tobago is not economically developed to be having as much taxes as America. That's how I feel. It's wrong and unjust for a third world.
I wanna say we cannot have the kind of taxes America has. He's right, and we have to come up with more sensible ways of taxing the people. It seems as though they're just pulling willy nilly plans out of the sky. This is my opinion.
Tommy, my opinion is this. Any tax you bring in Trinidad and Tobago, any tax, any new taxes, let me say any new taxes, the people are going to rebel against it. If you bring a cigarette tax, if you increase taxes on cigarettes, the people go rebel against it. If you increase the tax on liquor, the people go rebel against it. If you implement property tax, the people go rebel against it. If you increase custom and excise tax, the people go rebel against it.
Yeah, they're gonna fuss, but they're not gonna do anything because look at gasoline prices how they were raised
Tommy, I stand corrected. You are right.
astronomically.
You
They
are
were
right. You're,
astronomically, and what people do? They just fuss for 9 days and then they continue
you're
paying
absolutely correct. You are
at
absolutely correct.
prices.
You are correct.
The only thing is that property taxes that may meet a whole lot more resistance because the opposition is not going to support the government on it, and I don't know if the government has um, enough votes to pass it. What
No,
do you?
I don't know if they do.
Even though they may try to find a roundabout way of doing it, a simple majority or something of sorts. But I know that's gonna cause the government to lose power if they implement that property tax,
No,
especially the way they want to do it.
they're not implementing no property tax in Trinidad and Tobago.
I,
They're not.
I see. Just guess what? Paying something is in order, just not a crazy scheme.
Tommy, I thought the scheme that I seen previously was reasonable.
Listen, even if the taxes were anywhere from $100 to $500 based on the size of your house or your property, I still think that's reasonable. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see what they're proposing.
So Tommy, listen to this. Listen to this new person just came in, right? And I know him very well, right? His name is Ambrose Blank. Ambrose, welcome. Here
Welcome,
what he
up.
says. This is what he says, right? Right? Now, I want to give Ambrose a PhD in stupidology, a PhD in foolishology, right? And a PhD in madology. 3 PhDs he get. And he get them from online. These are all online PhDs he gets. This is what he says. Listen to this, Tommy. He says, Anselm, you were never genuine supporter of the PNM. Just, I don't know, what is that? Something just a selfish political garbage dump. Ambrose Blanc, thank you so very kindly for that compliment. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I love it. I love when people compliment me like that. You know, growing up in Chumaka, Clavantil, my grandmother always used to tell me, it take a political garbage dump to know a political garbage dump. So
But
welcome to the
did you
club.
what did you get from that comment, Anselm? You tell me what you got from it, and I'll tell you what I got.
I didn't get anything.
Here's what I got.
Yeah.
I asked you a question, and you responded the way you responded, and he made that comment. That means that we are being listened to by
The political garbage dump.
we are being listened to, we
Yeah,
are being listened to
he's listening to a person who we
we are
consider to
being,
be a political garbage dump. So he had to be a political garbage dump.
we are being monitored. That's all it is by PNM supporters.
But Tommy, so we in the same boat, and that's okay, right? Because as I tell you, growing up in Chumakat, my grandmother always tell me it takes a political garbage dump to know a political garbage dump. So what's the big deal? You have no problem with that? Both are we in the same dump. So Ambrose Blanc, welcome.
Yeah.
Ambrose, I don't like to do this. I don't like to do this kind of thing. Seriously. I'm not going to do it. So, guys, just read the statement on the screen. And it's telling me something about Ambrose Blanc already. Tommy, read it for me, please.
It says,
Here you go, Tommy.
property tax, property tax. Instead of property tax, is property tax has never been a burden on anyone who makes the right decision to purchase property. He's saying property tax, but property tax, proper tax.
Oh, God. Tommy, Tommy, it's funny, eh? That's why I tell you.
No, but the truth be told, when you make a decision to purchase property, the taxes are not a problem. The only thing is that what we are saying is that to re-implement taxes, property taxes in Trinidad, should not be a problem if there's not so much gobbledygook and double talk and hocus pocus in the tax scheme that doesn't seem clear and concise. It seems as though the finance department is all over the place.
Well,
that's my opinion.
Well, Tommy, it's very simple, right? To me, when you purchase a car, you know you have to pay a certain amount of taxes, right?
Of course.
So you have a choice to not purchase that car.
That's right.
But if you purchase the car, you know you have to pay certain taxes. You can't blame somebody else when you have to pay them taxes. So for example, VAT in Trinidad and Tobago, what is it? 15%, 12%, whatever it is.
12 or 12.5 or something.
Yeah, whatever it is, right? When you purchase something, you know you have to pay value added tax. Right? In New Jersey, yeah, the taxes were 6%.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you purchase something, you know you have to pay a 6% tax. Now there are certain areas you can go and you'll have a 3% tax.
Right.
Right? So you can go and shop in certain areas, incentive for you to go shop in those areas, and you wouldn't pay a 6% tax, you'll get 50% off. Right? Maybe the government can instill some type of incentive for people who are living in those urban districts in Trinidad and Tobago
To
that,
stimulate business.
yes, to stimulate type of business. And not only that, but for property tax as well, right? And you give people an incentive in order to live in those communities, and the property tax will be much lower in those communities because those communities have been disadvantaged for years.
Correct.
Right? So you are giving incentives for people to live there, and you're giving incentives to the people who live there, right? But not having them paying the same amount of property tax as people who are living in more affluent areas in Trinidad and Tobago. See?
So they're gonna hire Ernst and Young to manage the revenue authority.
Well, not to manage, to come up with a strategic plan.
Okay.
Yeah. They're just
So
going to come up with a plan.
Ernst and Young is going to determine what the taxes are going to be.
Well, I mean, they're coming up with a strategic plan, right? So they're going to make suggestions to the government.
So you're going to put out all this money for Ernst and Young to decide.
But Tommy, that's Ernst and Young in Trinidad. No? That's not Ernst and Young outside of Trinidad. No?
That's not but Ernst and Young is not a Trinidad company.
No, it's not a Trinidad company, but that franchise in Trinidad might be owned by somebody in Trinidad. It could be a Trinidad-owned franchise. It could be a franchise. You know? I mean, we need to look more into that to figure out if that Ernst and Young is owned by the foreign Ernst and Young, or if that's a franchise of Ernst and Young in Trinidad and Tobago that's owned by a local. You know? Maybe someone in the chat might know that.
Let me Google it and see what happens.
Yeah. So Heidi says, I don't think it's a burden to Americans. Property tax benefits Americans. I think property tax can benefit Trinbagonians as well, because to me, instead of putting property tax into the central fund, you can put property tax into those corporations, into those local corporations for them to do things within those constituencies. You know, I think so. So our good friend Ambrose Blanc says, when you pay property tax, you are afforded the use of garbage pickup. No property cannot dispose of garbage. You have police security and all the amenities. That's correct. We have that here in where I live. And when we pay property tax, we are afforded certain things. We don't pay for garbage pickup, right? Like, right. We don't pay for garbage pickup here where I live, right? If something happens in the streets, you know, they may come and they may pave the streets. Like if snow falls and the streets get a little hole, I think they may come and pave the streets. You're allowed to go to the schools for free in your community because that's where your taxes pay for as well. You know, you go to elementary school, middle school, and high school, all of it is free. Sometimes the recreation department, you get discount things at recreation department. You know, and there's a lot of things that come with paying property tax. You know, and I think that in Trinidad and Tobago, property tax can help very much. But
I agree, property tax can help. But I also want to say that the natural resources, the people were never given any what's the word? You see, like how in certain countries they give stipends from the natural resources.
Yes.
People in Trinidad and Tobago never got stipends from the natural resources. So
well, for me, getting gate, that might be a stipend. Getting gate to go to the University of Trinidad and Tobago, that could be considered a stipend. Right? Because you never had it before. Now that you have an opportunity to get gate to go to the University of Trinidad and Tobago, right? That could be considered a stipend. Instead of paying you, giving you money to put in your pocket, I give you the money to go get an education. I mean, that's one of the ways I think could be considered a stipend. And when people say, the PNM haven't done nothing in Trinidad and Tobago, right? That University of Trinidad and Tobago is one of the and they talk about how education is important. They talk about how education is the key to many things in Trinidad and Tobago. And here we have the university. I'm still trying to find out which other island in the Caribbean created a university in the last 20 years. You know what? Let me find out that. Which other island? Let me find out that. Which other Caribbean island established a university in the last 30 years. So I'm trying to find out something here, folks. Which other Caribbean island created a university in the last 30 years? In the last 30 years. Let's see. Hold on, Okay, hold on, folks. So, folks, I asked this question before, and I'm trying to get the answer now. So
Ernst & Young is a Trinidad franchise.
You see, there we go. Now, Tommy, the big question is, who owns that franchise? That's the question.
I saw two names a little while ago. Let me
What's
see.
the two names?
Tell you again. Parian Narayan Singh and Wade George.
There we go. Okay.
Priya, not Priya Narayan Singh and Wade George.
Mm-hmm. Now, Tommy, I've got the answer. There have been several Caribbean islands that have established university in the last 30 years. One example is the University of Belize, which was founded in 2000 and is located in the Central American country of Belize. Mm-hmm. Another example is the American University of the Caribbean, which was founded in 1978 but has since expanded and opened a new campus on the island of St. Martin in 2019. Additionally, the University of Technology Jamaica was established in 1995 and offers a range of undergraduate and graduate programs in various fields. So there we go, Tommy.
Yep.
You see?
Yep.
Right? So these are the type of things that we have to understand how important these things are. You know, Ken John says politicians, ex-politicians, and politicians thief by the billions overnight. But the normal man and woman don't see no benefits in ground, taxing the poor when they're not waking, make no sense. Yeah? Here's our friend Ambrose Blanc again. Are you guys serious? Property taxes already on the books. Tommy, did you or I say property tax is not on the books?
We didn't say it's not on the books. All we keep saying is that would it be implemented?
It has not been implemented. Nobody said property tax is not on no books. Ken John says tax all the contract mafia eating off the treasury and all the big business funded by the government money, the rich Indian and Syrian, and who etc. Not the poor, never. So, Ken, I don't think property taxes are poor people tax. When there's property tax, there's only poor people getting taxed. How to pay property tax? I don't think so. I think when there's property tax, the whole country has to pay property tax. But Tommy, if I was part of the government, I will have the taxes, property tax phased in. Right? The rich people paying first.
The commercial customers first.
Correct. Commercial first, then rich, then middle class, and the last set of people we're going to phase in taxes is people who make a certain salary and under. We're doing it based on salaries.
Not just that. I think it's your structure and your landmass.
Okay, I agree with that. I agree with that. Right? However, right, there's certain incentives that these people are going to be given. Right? But the rich people, all again, the full brunt of the taxes. Commercial, all again, the full brunt. Right? But those people, those poor, disadvantaged people, they are going to be last set of people that face in with respect to property tax. You know, let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. Yeah? Night to you, Rose.
But you would see what would happen. You implement property tax on commercial, all of a sudden all the price of goods and service goes up.
So Heidi want to know what was the percentage of people living below the poverty line in Trinidad and Tobago? Let's look up that again. I think Diana had said it was 30%. What percentage of people in Trinidad and Tobago living below the poverty line? Living below the poverty line. Living below the poverty line. What percentage? Now, this says something different. According to the latest World Bank information, the percentage of people living below the poverty line in Trinidad and Tobago was 1.7% in 2017, which is the most recent data available. Now, all right, that's what that says. Let me try to phrase it. Let me try to look at this one. What Hailey says. Hold on, What was the percentage of people living in the poverty line? What was the percentage?
Living in poverty.
What was the percentage of people in Trinidad living in poverty? All right, let's try that one. What percentage of the people in Trinidad living in poverty? All right? Living in poverty. Living in poverty. Let's try that one. See what we come up with. It says people living below the poverty line in Trinidad and Tobago was 1.7%. That's what it says.
That means it had their poor people.
That's what it's saying. Let me see. What is the poverty line in Trinidad and Tobago? Let's see if you could find that out. What is the poverty line in Trinidad and Tobago? What is the poverty line in Trinidad and Tobago? So this is what it says, right? The poverty line in Trinidad and Tobago is defined as the minimum level of income required to make basic needs, such as food, shelter, and clothing. According to the latest information from the Central Statistic Office of Trinidad and Tobago, the poverty line for a household of 4 members was Trinidad and Tobago dollars $2,875 per month in 2014. That is equivalent to approximately USD $425 as the exchange rate at the time. It is worth noting that the poverty line may vary depending on the size and composition of a household as well as other factors such as the cost of living and inflation. So, so let's do the math, Tony. If we take 2875 times 12, right? Hold on.
2875
Times 12.
12 months.
Yeah. $34,000, $34,500.
How much US is that?
34,500 divided by, let's say, 650. $5,307 a year. So if you are making under $34,000 a year, you're living below the poverty line, according to these statistics here. For me, that is nothing, you know.
I know.
That is nothing, man. 34,500. And if you take an exchange rate of 650, that will give you $5,307. $5,307. Yeah,
Why you get 30.20% of the people are in poverty?
that's what you
Where
get.
did you get your information from?
Okay, hold on. It's from the Central Statistics Office.
Trinidad and Tobago poverty rate from 1988 to 2023. It says Trinidad and Tobago's poverty rate is 30.20%.
What did you put in Google?
Percentage of people living in poverty. What I put? Percentage of poor people.
No, what percentage of people living below the poverty line?
I just put percentage of poor people.
A percentage of people in Trinidad and Tobago. In Trinidad and Tobago.
It says 30.20%.
Well, then that what I'm getting there is inaccurate.
Yes,
In Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago living below the poverty line. And what year is that from, Tommy?
The rate is from 1988 to 2023.
Yeah, they're giving you.
You see 30.20%?
It says, what is the poverty rate in Trinidad and Tobago? Trinidad and Tobago poverty rate from 1988 to 2023. Trinidad and Tobago 30.20%.
Right.
US under 550 per day though. Somehow I think this is giving you a different statistic, Tommy. Hear what it says. Percentage US under US 550 per day. 30.2% of the people in Trinidad and Tobago making under 550 US per day. That's a whole different ballgame. For example, Chile is 50.7%.
Right.
Argentina is 14.9%.
40.9%.
0%. Yes. Let me see what it says here. This is interesting. So it says, yes, Tommy, that's exactly what it is. Poverty head count ratio at 550 per day is the percentage of the population living on less $5.50 a day at 2011 international prices. So that percentage is people living on $5.50 a day, less than $5.50 a day. So it's telling you that there is 30% of the people in Trinidad living
30.2%.
30.2%, correct. 30.2% of the people in Trinidad living right at under 550 per day. Yeah, this is kind of, and the other one says, according to the latest information from the World Bank, the percentage of people living below the poverty line. There is a certain poverty line, and these people are living below the poverty line was 1.7% in 2017, which is the most recent data available. It's interesting. But I think the 30% is very high though.
Yeah, they're talking about poor people.
Yeah. That's a high percentage. Because it's saying 30% of the population, you know.
They're saying 30% of the population are poor people. That's what they're saying. 70% are well off and 30% catching the backside.
The aunt, the uncle, and the nenen.
Yep.
Wow.
What's the Mr. Blank?
So Tommy, 420,000 people in Trinidad and Tobago living on less than $5.50 a day.
Yep.
420,000 people in Trinidad and Tobago on a population of 1.4 million living under $5.50 a day.
That's US. That means like
Yeah,
$35 TT a day.
yeah. Ali says, don't forget the street sweeper too, eh?
Don't forget what?
Don't forget the street sweeper.
Hmm.
But Tommy, I think we have to take into consideration these are two different statistics, though. Eh?
Yeah,
The 30% are people living under $5.50 a day.
So roughly, that's people who living on a budget of less than 35 TT a day.
Correct. But the other one is talking about the poverty line itself. That is from the World Bank information. And it says that there's only 1.7%. So let's take 140,000 times 1.7% equal 23,800 people. That's what it says based on this, eh?
You know what?
What?
Anselm? I don't know if I could believe that.
Well,
I more believe the 30% of the people are living on $35 or less.
Oh no, I agree with that, right? But what is the poverty line? Let's ask that question. What is the poverty line, right, in Trinidad and Tobago? We ask that. What's the poverty line? The poverty line is the.
Well, you want to know the world? Maybe in Trinidad and Tobago, a different standard. But what is the world poverty line?
But Tommy, here is why it is, Tommy. Okay, think about it, right? So it's 550 US a day, right? 550 times 30, 5.50, 5.50 times 30 days in a month, right?
Right.
165.
Times 7. Multiply by 7 to see how much TT that is.
No. I'm using the 550 US multiply the 550 times 7, right?
Yeah, to see how much TT that is.
Times 7. 38.5. $38.50. But Tommy, the poverty line goes on the amount of income that you make. And based on Trinidad and Tobago, they look at the poverty line for a household of 4 members. It was $2,875 per month in 2014, which is equivalent to 425 US dollars.
And that's when you multiply the 550 by 30, you get, what do you get?
$38.50.
550 by 30 days?
No, 550 by, you tell me by 7. By 30?
Yeah, but we're saying by 30 days.
550.
You're saying
30. $165.
that's even less than the 400 US a month.
Right. Yeah. So it's more when you look at the poverty line. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
The poverty line is much higher. It's 425 US dollars, right, a month. So if you're making above $2,875, you're not below the poverty line.
All right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And $2,875 is not a lot of money. But based on the Central Statistical Office of Trinidad and Tobago, you are not living below the poverty line. Interesting. You see? So the other statistics is a different statistic with the 550 per day. That is just taken into all the countries in the world, right? And telling you, for example, they had what? Argentina was at what? 19%?
I think 14. Let me see.
Yeah, whatever percentage Argentina was on, for example. You see? So it makes sense. It makes sense.
Argentina is 14.9%.
Right. So the 1.7%, Tommy, makes absolutely sense. Because the poverty line is much higher. The poverty line is $2,875 a month.
Okay, I see your point.
Yeah, and many people, even though you might be working, some people working CPEP, and they're making over $2,875, they're not below the poverty line. You will say that's crazy, but based on the measurement, they're not. Good night to you, Nadia. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Right? So Heidi says, 30% I feel is misleading because where's the 70% living in Trinidad and Tobago well off? You see?
But you don't think 70% of the people are fair to well off in Trinidad?
Well,
when you look at the amount of vehicles on the roadway, that speaks volumes.
To me, it are plenty people in Trinidad living above the poverty line. We can say that. Right? Based on these statistics. But this is interesting, though. This is very interesting.
Let's look at Jamaica.
Let's look at Jamaica poverty line. All right, let's look at that. Hold on. What is the poverty line in Jamaica? Let's look at that. That's a good question, Tony.
I'll just do the same percentage of people.
What's the poverty line in Jamaica? Okay, let's see. Oh, whoo, Tommy. So listen to this one. According to the latest information from the Planning Institute of Jamaica, the poverty line for a household of 4 members was Jamaican dollars 8,644 per week in 2019. This is equivalent to approximately 60 USD at the exchange rate at the time. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
60 USD. So while Trinidad poverty rate is people making under 425 US dollars, you see,
Yep.
425 US dollars. In Jamaica, it's US $60. But wait, hold up, wait up, wait up. This is per week. What is it in Trinidad per week? Hold on. Okay, Tommy, there's a difference here. There's a difference. In Trinidad was 2,875 per month. So in in Jamaica, we have to multiply 8,644 by 4, right? Because that's only per week. So if we multiply that, Tommy, and we multiply 60 by 4, it's $240 per month in Jamaica. Trinidad is still almost twice times Jamaica, right? The poverty level is $240 per month. The poverty line is $240 per month in Jamaica, while in Trinidad it's $425. That's interesting. You see? Wow.
The overall poverty in Jamaica is 17.1%, they say. 17.1% of the population lives below the poverty line.
Okay. You see? 17.1%. I could understand that. You know why? Because people making way less money. People making 240 US a month. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense. That makes absolute sense. So Trinidad well off, man. Trinidad is not as bad as we believe. I'm telling you, based on the statistics, Tommy, based on the numbers, right? Maybe we have a false sense of those numbers, but Ali says, for instance, how much people live Lavantel and Beaton, and I'm not counting the other ghettos, eh? Bernie says sometimes we live our lives complaining. There are others living far worse situations. But a lot of us humans never be contented. It's sad. And that's true. That's true. You know? And I tell people that all the time, you know. I am not telling people that things are not difficult in Trinidad. Right? I'm not telling people things are not difficult in Trinidad. But based on these statistics, there's two separate statistics. There's one with the percentage of people living below 550 per day. That is the statistic used across the world. And then there's the poverty line. It tells you that in Trinidad and Tobago, 1.7% of the population is living below the poverty line of 425 US dollars per month. In Jamaica, right, the poverty line is 240 US per month.
I'm reading an article here that says that the current poverty rate in Jamaica is 23%.
Yep. And I could understand that. I understand that. Yeah? Let's say 70% is well off. How is this country a third world country? That don't make sense. Well, the numbers are there. Trinidad have money. Many of us are lazy to go get some. Yeah? So Hailey, Rennie, Nadia, Eugene, Ken John, Rose, Ambrose, if you're still there. put closing comments in the chat. You see, Tommy, this is the problem, Tommy.
Go ahead.
There is facts, and some of us don't want to face up to these facts because the facts doesn't help us with what we want to believe.
Our agenda.
Our agenda. Correct is right. Yeah? Right? And when the facts don't agree with our agenda, we find ways to say the facts is not facts, it's distorted facts. And I guess we are all humans.
Yep.
Yeah? So let's go for a quick station identification. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Stick and stay. We're going to go for a short break. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
I think there are two ways in which people are controlled. First of all, frighten people, and secondly, demoralize them. An educated, healthy, and confident nation is harder to govern. And I think there's an element in the thinking of some people. We don't want people to be educated, healthy, and confident because they would get out of control. The top 1% of the world's population own 80% of the world's wealth. It's incredible that people put up with it, but they're poor, they're demoralized, they're frightened, and therefore they think perhaps the safest thing to do is take orders and hope for the best.
Take that. When they want to stop all this humiliation, I can't take that. Wake up in the morning, more frustration, I can't take that. No, ain't taking that. So ain't taking that. Ain't taking that. So ain't taking that.
We are back with you. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. You know, for me, sometimes I just think that there are many people who like what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago, and they may not want things to change. And when you have people who are critical thinkers, right? Your critical thinking make people believe that you don't like this one and you don't like this one, right? Somehow you hate this person, or you hate that person. And that might be the last thing that you are thinking about. All you are thinking about, what are things for the betterment of the country where you were born, you know, country that you love. What are things that can be done to improve that country, that island? And, you know, some people may look at it as well, listen, we want the status quo to stay as is. We don't want that to change.
You trying to rock the boat.
Yeah. Who is you all trying to come and rock the boat and trying to change things? You know, all don't even live here. You guys don't live here in Trinidad and Tobago. You guys don't understand what we're going through in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, you don't. So who are you guys? But I can say this, Tommy, without batting an eye, patriotism is part of what we are about. And we are about country before party. Who don't like it could lie down by it.
Correct. And the destruction is, like Chucky said, is those you and stupid me, PNM and UNC.
Correct. Right? Because the rich people in Trinidad and Tobago, right? As Chucky said, them supporting which party go win. And
That's right.
they call Albert Montano family name in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He called Montano.
he called Montano. Yeah. When we gonna play my people by Watchman? Yeah, they call Montano because them supporting both sides of the political divide.
That's right.
And at the end of the day, whoever win, their whole family win.
He's still in.
Their whole family win.
They're
Yeah,
in.
they ain't like Flynn. Because what they say, boy, blood thicker than water.
And mud.
Yeah, blood thicker than mud. Yeah,
It's a family affair.
it's a family affair. Who sing that song? It's a family affair.
Sly the Family Stone.
Here we go. It's a family affair. And it's only you, stupid me, and what?
Notice you and Stupid Me is
Don't
PNM
you
and
stupid
UNC.
me, it's PNM and UNC. Yeah? Yeah, but Tommy, we had to continue fighting the fight.
No, we can't give up.
You can't give up.
Yeah, giving up is not an option.
It's not an option. You know what I mean? It's not an option. And one of these good days, we will see that the people of Trinidad and Tobago waking up.
That's all. We just want them to wake up and smell the coffee.
That is all. We just want them to wake up and say, you know what? We just can't continue this way.
Because, and you know, when they do, they will get better representation.
Absolutely.
And they may get better representation from the same operators right now who playing the fool. Because that's what they do, they play the fool.
You know, Tommy, somebody tell me, somebody say this to me. They say, Wall Street, why are you fighting for Adrian Leons when people of his constituency don't even fight for him with respect to him becoming a minister, and you fighting for him? Because of the situation where this guy just came and he became a minister in the Ministry of Works and Transportation, and he didn't run for no constituency. And Adrian Leons has run twice from over Lavantel East and
One.
twice. Right? How come the people in his constituency don't stand up and go and march in Port of Spain or march before the Prime Minister's house? You know what it is, Tommy, right? The fella make a lot of sense, you know.
True.
No, he made a lot of sense, man. I couldn't argue with him. You all the way in America, and you talking about how come he can't be a minister. But people right there in the belly of the beast, in his constituency, they ain't saying boo. Boy, Chalky will right, boy. It's only dotish me and stupid you. It's PNM and
UNC.
No, he's right. Yeah, he's absolutely correct. But Tommy boy, this is the longest rope of an end, right?
Well, I'm glad you know that. That's why I'm saying that you making declaration that you're PNM continuously is something that you need to reconsider.
And Tommy, I'm agreeing with you 100%. I'm agreeing with you. You are absolutely correct. You know? Yeah?
I heard that you should tell you from time to time come back home to the PNM and this and that.
Oh, you hear that one? You hear that one, Dana?
I tell you, all of it is just too much.
It's too much, man. Tommy, I'm going to read the same quote that I read earlier today.
Go ahead.
Which I think is very important. Where did it go? And Tommy, and this is exactly to your point that you spoke to. Stop expecting loyalty from people who can't even give you honesty. Stop expecting loyalty from people who can't even give you honesty. For me, opening my eyes. From where I sit, this is it. clock on the wall, so that's all I like to say that I've got to do. Remember, hard work beats talent, when talent does not work hard. For every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. See you. Same WZYE time, same WZYE channel. Go ahead, Tommy.
Happiness is not what. Okay, let me start over. Happiness is not made by what we own, it is what we share. And that quote is from Jonathan Sachs. Also, I'd like to say, again, it's been a pleasure being here in the village for yet another night. And like I always say, never look down on a person unless you're doing so to give them a hand and pick them up. Love you all. See you next show. Till then, be safe.
Okay, Tommy. So, Heidi says, sometimes I feel I care about people who don't care about themselves. It's a waste of time. Maybe we should do like God and don't answer when they call until the people start following God. Ken John says, good night, Ansem, Diana and Tommy. Blessings, be safe, shalom. Rennie Mohammed says, all those people supporting party before country need to go to Ato. Need to go Ato Tea Party. I show you see Kamala there. Oh, God. Ken John says, I want the country to do better for everyone's benefit, Ansem. Blessing, shalom. Hailey says, Ansem, these type of arguments is pure ignorance and dunce. Hailey closing comments, blessed is the man whom thou chosest and causeth to approach unto thee, even of thy holy temple. Selah.
Selah, Hailey.
Yeah, we're going to play My People for Rennie. Rennie says, live, love, laugh, ingredients to long life. Instead of waiting to see what the government could do for you, see what you're capable of doing for yourself. Yeah?
Okay.
And sometimes we live our lives complaining, there are others living for the worst situation here. We said that before. Okay, we're going to go out with Watchman. We're going to go to Watchman, My People. So, folks, good night. See you on Tuesday.
People, put your hand together. Let me bring on stage Wayne Head, better known as Watchman.
I'm an African, I'm a West Indian, I'm a Trinbagonian. Yes, all these things are true. But I'm a working man, a Calypsonian, I'm your fellow human. Yes, I am one of you. But every time I ask you to choose your people, you start using color and class one time. But as a man who knows how it is to struggle, let me tell you how I choose mine. Like if a man could sell on the highway all day just to try and live honestly, and would break his back in a quarry for small pay. Anytime he wants, he can walk with me. But if you call yourself a top lawyer, but go to court and lie to try to save a drug pusher, if Dolce the money make you fat while your conscience grows small, you're a leech and you're not my people at all. Rise up, my people, let the world know you are alive. Let them see that despite all struggle, my people are bound to survive. Men go walk over here and then beg father just to get $1. Yes, we want to be rich. We don't have money, but we'll play lottery because we think we're lucky. Yes, back and forth we switch. But some of the rich people you admire, their business is laundering drug money. And when they try to outsmart the mafia, the grave is a cane feeling carony. But if a man could sell cloth and barra on a bike, and 20 years later he gets wealthy, he could build up as many plazas as he likes. That is the progress I want to see. But if today a man broke and hungry, and tomorrow he driving posh motor car, my people may never own a Ferrari, but at least we could get old and retire. Rise up, my people, let the world know you are alive. Let them see that despite our struggle, my people are bound to survive. There are autocrats playing Democrats to control you peewats. Yes, that's your legacy. Talking integration, but to their children teach segregation. Yes, divided unity. So you only go to shows that have your own people. Africans go to Pan, Indians Diwali, Naga. But when the both of you come out your shows and you miss your vehicle, well, it's your own people thief your motor car. But if a man could marry a woman, not his race, and both of them could live as one family, and their children play with your children, no disgrace. That is the essence of unity. But if a nightclub refuse me entry, saying gully walks can mix with these so-called whites, that white boy who killed short to skip the country, cause in local jail every night is gully walk night. Rise up, my people, let the world know you are alive. Let them see that despite our struggle, my people are bound to survive.
Wait here, the watchman. Hey, watchman. Hey. Rise up, my people.
Every man's a brother, and love thy neighbor, just words on paper. Yes, we pay lip service. We go hug another, but in we corner go cuss him mother. Yes, supreme prejudice. Some Indians and whites will make it their business to hug the resources for their own clan. We Negroes will boast that how we ain't racist, because we always sleeping with Indian woman. But if a man could feed all the vagrants on the streets, my people will honor him for his deeds, and could save all the battered women that he meets. These are the things that my country needs. But if a man call himself a pundit and have a newspaper, he says to protect the poor, but only poor naked woman inside it. When that pervert dead, they should bring him back as a whore. Rise up, my people, and let the world know you are alive. Let them see that despite all struggle, my people are born to survive.
Wait, hey, the watchman.